With Apple Valley, strange thing. I don't even know how to operate this thing. We got like dueling banjos here. You got a pretty mouth, boy. In case we got a good one for you today. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Hey everybody, I'm your man, Ricky Fitzpatrick. We got a good one for you today. Everybody's on here trying to win themselves a bunch of cash. And we won a couple of Ridgid, what did we win? This is above my pay grade. Hey guys, Ricky here with Apple Valley Farm. Man, I got something good for you today. In case you don't remember, a couple of weeks ago, we won a contest where we won some cordless tools from Ridgid. Man, we were really excited. We don't know anything about Ridgid tools, nothing about them at all. But we got a couple of cool things here I wanted to show you. We've been using Ryobi tools exclusively since we started, almost exclusively, and we love them. I mean, no complaints with Ryobi at all. They're fantastic tools. But now we got these cool new orange ones, and I don't know what to do with them. So we figured the best thing to do is just do a little head-to-head comparison. Let's just kind of see how they stack up against each other. We're not going to do like a full Monty thing, but you know, we want to hit on a few high points, see what you think about it, and then if you're out looking for a cordless drill, maybe this will help you make your decision. Take a look. So the first thing I want to do is see how well these things will drive a screw into a piece of wood. So I've got some 2-inch deck screws, a pressure-treated 4x4, and we want to see how well these things will drive these screws into this wood. We'll start with the Ryobi drill. It's got a full charge on the battery. Get this screw started, and in we go. A little bit of slippage there, but it did pretty well. Now for the Ridgid, same thing, full charge on the battery. It does have a new tip. Whoa. Wow, it just zipped it right on in there. That was really nice. So over the course of a job, after you drive a few dozen screws or more, the weight of a tool can make a big difference. So let's see what the Ryobi drill weighs. And now let's compare it to the Ridgid. And they're almost identical. Almost identical. So aesthetically speaking, they're both pretty comfortable in the hand. I would say the grip on the Ryobi drill is a little smaller, so my hand goes around it more so. Or not that this is fat, but this is just a little smaller. The trigger assembly feels about the same. The direction button about the same. The chuck is about the same. However, I did notice that the chuck is probably 1/4 of an inch longer on the Ryobi. Now that doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you get in a tight spot. So that could be a big deal. However, I did notice that the Ridgid drill is about maybe 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch taller. So on the other hand, if you get in a tight spot, that could be a big deal. I am used to the battery connection process on the Ryobi drill. You just squeeze these tabs, pop the battery out, and it's done. Put it in like that. Makes me feel like I'm a soldier, you know. The Ryobi, and I'm not as familiar with this, there are two tabs here that are a little more pronounced. Squeeze these and slide it off. And then to put it back in, slide it in and connect it. It doesn't seem as intuitive, but that could just be because I'm not used to it. Something else I noticed was that with the Ryobi drill, let's see if you can see this here. See this right here? So when I depress the trigger, that light comes on. When I let it go, it's off. I like that. Now, the Ridgid drill, it has a light as well. See that? But when I let go of the trigger, it stays on for a few seconds. I don't know. It's different. I don't know if that is a big deal or not, but it is different. Something to think about. The Ryobi drill does have a magnetic pad right here. So if I take the chuck out or some screws, I can leave it there. It'll hold it there. I kind of like that. But again, I'm used to it. I don't see a magnetic thingamajigger on the Ridgid drill. It's not a deal breaker. I just don't see one. One thing I do see though that I like a lot is, see this little button right here? That tells me the charge on the battery. That's fantastic. The Ryobi drill doesn't have that. And so for me, I don't know when the battery's going dead. I don't know when it's getting weak. I just have to kind of go by feel, because once it starts getting weak, it starts getting a little sluggish. That way I know. Anyway, this is going to let me know at a glance. All I have to do is mash the button. It'll tell me what the battery is. I like that. That's cool. Cool, Ridgid. I like it. Now these are both 18 volts. That's kind of a standard, right? It's been plenty good enough for me. The Ryobi 18 volt lithium battery, this is great. It serves all of my needs. This is also an 18 volt. It's a lithium ion battery. This is a brushless drill though. Okay, this does not particularly say a brushless drill, so I'm assuming it's not a brushless drill. Do I know what that means? I have no idea what it means. Anyway, I'll research that a little bit more, but this is brushless, so I'm curious what difference it makes. Anyway, apparently that's a difference. Otherwise, these drills seem to be very, very similar in design and construction. I did notice that the Ryobi drill has a bubble level up here on the top, so you can tell if you're going in level or not. However, in the 3 or so years that I've had this, I don't think I've ever used it. It's good to have, you know, just in case, but I've never had to use it. I've never even wanted to use it, but anyway, it's there. I don't see anything on here, which maybe Ridgid said, that's wasted. You know, we don't need that. So, could be. I did notice the back of the drill. The Ridgid drill has kind of a wide, flat surface. This has a little more of a narrow, angled surface, and it has some vents back here too. I'm assuming that's just ventilation for the motor. For me, when I'm really getting on it, I really have to lean on it, squeeze on it like this. This seems to be a better design for that because I've got more surface area and I'm not blocking any ventilation when I do that. So that seems to be a little better design, but that may be stretching it. It may be. Other than that, they seem to be quite similar. So that's kind of the head-to-head on these two boys right here. Frankly, I like them both. I'm used to the Ryobi drill. I'm completely unfamiliar with this, but just from the little bit that I've been dealing with it, I do like it. Do I like it better than this drill? I can't really say for sure at this time. I'm gonna have to use it a little bit to see. However, if I was in the store and I did the things that we just did, knowing what I know now about my needs around the house and in my business, if they were identical in price, I would probably get the Ridgid. I probably would. Ryobi, I love you guys, so please don't take this too personally. But I mean, now granted, having said that, this is a 3-year-old drill. This is a brand new drill. I haven't seen the current model for the Ryobi, so I wouldn't say we're exactly comparing apples to apples here. Fairly close though. You know, for my uses and for most of your uses, they're apples to apples. But given what I've seen here today, knowing what I know, if the prices were the same, I probably would get the Ridgid. I probably would. This seems to be a really good tool, and I would get it. So anyway, we'll do a little more looking at it as time goes on. We'll reevaluate it a few months down the road and see if I still feel the same about it. But I like it right now, so as far as I can tell, I would recommend the Ridgid. I like it. But I still like this Ryobi. This is a great drill. This is a great tool. I would not get it. So it's also a great tool. So I hope that just confuses the heck out of you. Now I hope it helps you a little bit and gives you a little perspective. So when you go looking, when you go down to your local hardware or lumber store or wherever they're selling these things, then maybe that'll give you a little inside scoop on it, and it'll help you make a better informed decision. Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out with me for a minute. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. Again, thank you, Ryobi, for all you have done for us over the years, and thank you, Ridgid, for sending us some new tools. Man, this thing is cool. I love it. Thank you very much. We're going to put both of them to great use. Thanks. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Go make something.